Came out here on Islay today. Was at the club, the boat club anyway, for a work party to help keep the maintenance up on our facilities here. But I came out to Islay after the work was done to do a little bit of work and maintenance on my own boat. So last time we were out here, we took some measurements and we're going to try to make some replacement crib boards, because our original crib boards are fine. They're probably quite lovely, but they need some sanding and restaining and just some general maintenance and repairs. So I'm going to try to take these crib boards here that I made at home out of just some plywood and scrap plywood, and try to see if they fit in the spot that we need them. That actually might work pretty well. Alright, seemed to work out pretty well. It's another work day here on Islay at our lovely little sailing club. We're going to stretch out our anchor chain and anchor line. You can see it here on the dock of the sailing club. We're going to try to measure out every 5 feet and put some white paint down to mark so we know how much chain we've thrown out and whether or not it's sticking when we try to anchor it. But the first order of business after stretching out all the chain is to pour a glass of wine before we get started.
Wine always makes boat projects go better.
Much better. So the wine glass is empty, and we have managed to measure out and mark 80 feet of anchor line. We figure that allows us to anchor in 50 feet of water or more. So that's probably good enough for us and our little Catalina 22. Good work, Lizzie.
So tonight I am sanding down the crib boards. These are the original boards that came with the boat, and you know, they're not very pretty. They've got kind of an old worn stain on them, and they're a little bit rough, and I've had to patch them together in a few spots. So we've got some temporary plywood crib boards on the boat right now that Connor made, and I am taking my little circular sander and trying to resurface these. Eventually I will oil them and put some teak stain on them and try to make them a little nicer looking for our boat. So it's mid-February now, it's Valentine's Day, and I am finally putting some finish onto the crib boards. And I've just put the first coat on tonight, which is thinned with a mineral spirit, and it's looking a lot nicer than it used to. So those are the two. The third one over here, and this is just the first coat, and I have to put on, I believe, about 7 coats at least, and I've got to wait 24 hours in between them, so this will be a project for a little while. We're using some Epiphanes teak finish. So far I'm pretty pleased with the way it looks. A lot nicer than the original way the teak crib boards looked. We've got a lot of wood left on the boat still to work on, but it's nice to see a little bit of it coming together. Happy Valentine's Day.